wanted a twist, eh? Well, check your lipstick before you come for me, because a big girl's in the house. My name's Joe Betance, and I'm a podcaster from Los Angeles, California. Oh, it looks like I'm the first one here. Now, which seat do I want? I would describe Joe Betance as fat, overweight, insecure, but the fact that fat and overweight mean the same thing. He says shit that he shouldn't say at the wrong time. He constantly goes for guys who are too young for him, and then he falls for them, and he gets into some weird, bizarro daddy-son relationship that always ends breaking his heart, and then he's pining about it for 2 years. That's Joe Betance in a nutshell. Oh, wait. Who's walking in the door?
Did anybody order a hot latte? Hi, I'm Taylor the Latte Boy, and I'm 45 years old from St. No, I'm not. I'm 44 years old. Hi, I'm Taylor the Latte Boy, and I'm 44 years old from St. Petersburg, Florida. Taylor is fun and smart and full of crippling anxieties that she projects onto others to feel better about herself. All in all, a fun gal to be around. Well, Joe Betance, isn't it a small world?
Hello, Taylor.
Hello, Joe. We're going to have to get together and talk. We're all going to talk later.
She thinks she knows what she's talking about, but you know what? I'm way past it. If Donna Sugars walked in right now, I'm out of here.
God.
Well, first contestant dead. Anyway, Taylor, aren't you shocked we're here, both of us? We have this bitter rivalry, and now it's the two of us here in the room.
Yeah.
And none of the other contestants were here to witness this rivalry. How weird of the producers to stack it like that.
I know. That's so... Should we go back and just wait for the other ones to come in and then make the appearance again?
But let me ask you this, Taylor. I mean, we've never even been on the show, and yet here we are in All Stars 3.
Well, I think when one thinks about the pop culture lexicon and how important influences are to a show like RuPaul's Drag Race, it makes sense that you and I would be contestants on All Stars 3.
Look, even though we've never been on the show, I think we have a better chance of winning than some of the queens who were even considered for this. Anyway, well, Taylor, do you have any idea who might the other contestants be? Do you have any guesses?
I am going to say I have a couple of guesses.
Before you even go there, you know nothing, correct? Or you do?
I know nothing. You in conversations have thrown out hints. But I don't know for sure. I have a feeling I know one of the contestants, possibly two.
Okay.
So, if these people are said, you know what? I'm going to do this right now.
Are you going to?
I'm going to write their names down, and then when I don't know if everybody can hear that through the power of podcasting. Hear my pen. If I'm turning my notebook upside down. If they are said, I will show you who the people are.
Okay, now I want to say some things before we get into, before any of these other queens walk in.
Because we're in the workroom right now.
We're in the workroom right now. And so they could walk in any second. I can't believe they're taking this long to walk in, but they are. Guys, if you don't, because we're releasing this the morning that the reveal is happening. So the reveal is happening tonight, Friday, October 20th. It's happening tonight, October 20th on VH1. I happen to have some inside tea about the queens. I will say, if you want no spoilers, stop listening right now and come back in 24 hours. Or the morning of October 21st. Because I'm going to go through, and this tea is from the highest, well, it's not from RuPaul, a very, 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 very well, Joe Betance now has sources. Okay, RuPaul's Drag Race recap now has sources.
Oh God!
So you can count on this tea. I will say I'm still holding stuff back, and there have been developments today, and we will discuss them at the end. That makes me want to hold more stuff back. Okay, but we will go through.
Is this stuff? Is there a twist?
I think so. I didn't know there was, but I think there is. I'm going to hold some stuff back. Okay. But all right. Wait, I think someone's going to walk into the workroom.
Oh. Okay, who is it?
My name is Morgan McMichaels, and I am 28 years old. People think that since I'm pretty and I'm sexy, that I should just do slutty all the time. I'm just eating solid food again.
Okay, Taylor the Latte Boy, the first contestant in the workroom, Morgan McMichaels. What are your thoughts on that?
Morgan McMichaels was season 2 or season 2?
Season 2.
Okay, all right, so we have a season 2 girl. Mm-hmm. So is she... I almost want to ask you how many... All right, well, let's talk about Morgan, and then I have a question for you.
Okay.
I always liked Morgan on her season. Mm-hmm. There was something very hard about her. Mm-hmm. A little hard-edged about her. And I think, if I remember correctly, she did Pink for Snatch Game.
Yes.
Which seems very Morgan. Seems like a very Morgan thing to do. There's something kind of... Because Pink is somebody that is somehow... sexy and trashy kind of at the same way, and I kind of get the same thing from Morgan. Morgan has a YouTube video of her doing a version of Justify My Love with sound clips in it that is amazing. That was recorded, I think, at Mickey's after she was on her season, and I am pleased with meeting Morgan for this season of All Stars.
Yeah, because she's so yappy. She's not talking at all, but it's so weird. But
she's just kind of watching. So we're just sort of sitting in the big director's chairs holding court as everybody comes in and giving our opinions on stuff. All right, I have a question before the next queen walks in.
Sure. Well, look, I don't know when they're going to walk in, so.
Oh, okay. So how many contestants are there total?
I can't talk about that right now.
Oh, fuck.
That's part of what I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
That's part of the development from today.
Are the contestants that we know of that are going to be probably part of this show Friday night, is it a good representation of all 9 seasons? Or is it where they're kind of like the way they were very season 5 heavy during All Stars 2?
It's evenly spread out.
Excellent. Okay, I like that. I definitely like that. Okay. All right, give some of the early seasons some love.
Yeah. It's evenly spread out. I think there's a little bit of a trick to what you're going to say, but I don't want to say too much. And by the way, what you're hearing right now, the queens you're going to hear right now, you can take it to the bank. These queens are on the show. There is no doubt in Joe Betance's mind. The source is that reliable.
Okay. What do you think about Morgan being on the show?
You know, I don't remember season 2. I haven't watched. I've watched a few episodes of season 2, but from what I've seen in the season, now maybe she has an arc, but she's kind of hard around the edges. I wouldn't call her bitchy, but she's bitchy, and she loves to get in fights, and that's a very fighty season. And I remember during season 9 there was the whole Morgan Tyra drama,
right? Where
Tyra said Morgan had died, and remember there was a giant controversy, and for Morgan's birthday party they had like a fake funeral. It was a whole thing. But so she knows how to cause drama, and she's been part of drama, and I think she's a very dramatic queen. But she's also, you know, one of the things you always hear Detox talk about is the WeHo queens, or Trixie doesn't get along with the WeHo queens, which now I think about it, it's so interesting that, you know, Trixie and Detox talks about them and stuff, but Morgan is like one of the queens of the WeHo drag scene. So, I mean, this is WeHo in the house, you know, so it'd be very interesting that they cause a lot of drama, those WeHo queens. So let's see. Oh, wait, I think I hear someone else coming in the door.
Oh, who's coming in?
Hello, somebody.
Shangela Laquifa Wadley, the debutantess of the Deep South.
All right for the country bitches in the house.
Shangela, she's a little bougie, okay, but she's also your homegirl.
Taylor the Latte Boy. You just found out Shangela Laquifa Watley is on All Stars 3. Your thoughts?
Okay, Shangela was season 2 and 3.
Yes.
And she was the first one to go home on season 2.
Correct.
If I remember correctly. Correct. And then they brought her back with the Hallelujah ladies. I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that. I think that Shangela, she was a strong queen in season 3. If I remember correctly, she made it pretty far into the middle. So, and she was definitely another one that was drama, you know, the whole, I don't have a sugar daddy, but I could get a sugar daddy because I am what? Sickening. So.
Yeah, Shangela is, it'd be interesting. It's one where you get to see the arc, because when she was in season 2, she had only been doing it a few months. Season 3, she had done it for a year. And now it's been, 6 or 7 years. And she's in the House of Edward. She has all this experience under her belt. It'd be interesting to see how she's grown. She knows how to make great television. She has a lot of experience under her belt. I think it's good. I think the odds are good for Shangela, I think. Don't you think?
Doesn't she do a lot with Dance Moms?
Does she?
I feel like I know that she did at least a couple of episodes with her, and then that horrible Abby Lee Miller woman was in her video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which the song is kind of garbage, but it's fun garbage to listen to. And Abby Lee Miller is in the video before she, went off to prison.
But now, Shangela, I mean, is she part of that Beyond Belief dance school?
I don't know. That's what I'm.
And then Shangela's also an actress. She was in Hurricane Bianca.
Oh well, she was in Hurricane Bianca.
Yeah. No, but I think she's also. I think she did some other acting roles too.
She did a web series with Jennifer Lewis for a while. I remember watching a couple of those and thinking, well, that was 10 minutes of my life I'll never get back. But
you know what? I did not. As I've made very clear, I did not like Hurricane Bianca. But Shangela was very funny, legitimately funny, and legitimately good. Did you see Hurricane Bianca?
No, we've talked about that, and I will. It's on my list of things to eventually watch.
I think it's on Netflix or something.
Yeah, it is on Netflix, and just because it's supposedly so bad that it's you got to watch it.
Yeah,
I think it's required Drag Race fan viewing.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Ben de la Creme. Oh, there's one.
My name is Ben de la Creme, and I'm 31 years old.
Ben de la Creme. Yes, de la for short, de for shorter, Miss Creme if you're nasty. Party.
Ben de la Creme is effervescent and optimistic.
Wow, this is beautiful.
I refer to her as terminally delightful.
Oh!
So positive, she could cause death at any moment.
Well, I'm going to park right next to you. We're already the best of friends. What's your sign? Oh, I never got one of those.
Weird that Adore Delano just stopped by just to talk to Ben de la Creme. And now she left. Okay, bye, Adore.
Yeah, it's so fun. Yeah, bye, Adore. See you later.
Yeah.
Party. It's so funny that Ben de la Creme is here because we don't ever talk about Ben de la Creme privately for certain people.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me because she was a very popular queen on her season. From everything though that you have told me, it doesn't surprise me, and it surprises me at the same time because I thought there seemed to be a lot of animosity between her and the Drag Race community.
There was.
At least the other queens. I don't know about fans.
No. I don't know if there was animosity between her and the queens. There was definitely animosity between her and World of Wonder. They had some sort of weird problem, but I guess she had said in interviews like she would never go back and do it again. She was done with it. She's over the show. Blah, 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 and so it was a shock to everyone. And the Nancy Drews who figured out that she was on this season that she was on. Now, what's funny is what Taylor was alluding to was, we're wrapping up our special season for Patreon members of season 6. So Taylor, it does feel weird that like we talk about her every week and now we're talking about her again as if like we never talk about her. It feels like an old friend just showed up somewhere. It's
almost as if we've never said goodbye.
Yeah. And so how do you think Ben's going to do? Now, I'm not going to discuss it. I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, especially in terms of what happens during the show. But there are rumors there's some drama surrounding Ben this season in All-Stars 3. How do you think she performs, Taylor?
Have we not learned our lesson from when we tried to do that? It's Trinity Taylor won't do it. She'll be the first one to go. Ben, I could see Ben doing really well.
I could see Ben doing very well too.
I could see Ben getting definitely to top half, provided there isn't some sort of drama that causes her to leave earlier. You know, she made it the first time pretty, and and also with time, she gets more wisdom. She's able to hone her craft a little bit more. Maybe she recognizes ways to, as we've been talking about on season 6, that they're constantly complaining that they don't see the real Ben, that it's this character. So maybe she's found a way to incorporate the real Ben into Ben de la Creme a little bit more.
I agree. I think we will see big things from Ben this season. That's my guess. And I will say the tea that I have that's really solid, that comes from a good source, but I don't have any legitimate tea on what happens this season. Any tea that I have for what happens during the season comes from Reddit, which is very unreliable. Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Unless you're Alaska's ex-boyfriend.
Unless you're Alaska's ex-boyfriend, or unless you're talking about Valentina. Okay. Oh, look, someone else is walking in the room.
Milk. She does a body good, girl.
I'm Milk. I'm 25 years old. Milk is a club kid, a very conceptual performer. She is not one note. She is an entire symphony.
Okay, Taylor, we've also been talking about Milk for this special season. So your thoughts on Milk being in All Stars 3?
And Milk was one of my 2 people I wrote down.
Okay.
One thing that we have talked about on our special season 6 Patreon only podcast is that Milk was definitely ahead of her time. That when you look now at what Milk was trying to do in season 6 versus with some of what Nina Bonina and what even like Pearl and stuff did in later seasons, that Milk would have probably gone further had she been on a later season. So this makes sense to me that she's coming back now, and I think that it makes sense to have her come back at this time.
Yeah, I think Milk. This is a good way for Milk to cement her legacy as a sort of influential queen. I'm sure there's a word I'll think when I'm listening back to this. I'll think like, oh, I should have said this word. But as a queen that's very influential. Now, I will say though, is she still influential? Is this something that she was influential 3 or 4 years ago, but now it's time for her to take a back seat? You know?
Well, now she's competing with others that were maybe influenced by her. Mm-hmm. So she kind of falls in. She may not stand out as much.
Yeah, she's still cutting edge, or is she part of the establishment now?
She's part of. Yeah, that's a really good question. I will say this: somebody in my house has the big pants for Milk, and found her Instagram, which I think it's like Body by Milk or something like that. Mm-hmm. And Milk got even cuter as she got older.
I was listening to an old episode of our recap, and we were talking about Milk, and she says that she's 25 on season 6, and I was like, she looked 35. Yeah. So she's one of the people who just always looks 35, I think.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't look 40.
No,
I mean, she looks, and she's maybe grown into that older face or whatever.
Yeah, but no, she looks good. No, she's a very handsome man, very handsome man.
This is Amori Povich.
My name is Trixie Mattel, and I'm 24 years old.
I'm a hair and makeup artist.
So, I think a lot of the queens don't necessarily get where I'm coming from. Drag queens always say, paint for the back row. I paint for the check cashing place down the street.
Okay, Taylor, your thoughts on Trixie Mattel?
I love Trixie.
Mm-hmm.
I love Trixie. This is a kind of an expected one.
Mm-hmm. Did you write her name down?
No, I did not write her name down. I wrote somebody else's name down. There is something Trixie is definitely personality. Mm-hmm. I am a fan of and I know she has her new show, which she has a new show. But over time,
you can say this. You can say, I know what you're, everyone. Oh, if you're listening, Taylor and I, and there's a surprise involved in this too, we have the first 3 episodes of Trixie and Katya's new show. And in November, you will get a review episode of the podcast of the first 3 episodes of their new show on Vice.
Yeah.
The end. Go ahead.
I guess my problem with Trixie is Trixie was already kind of the Bianca Del Rio as far as the clown makeup on season. She was season 7.
Correct.
Season 7?
Season 7.
Okay. And over time, it has become a caricature of that clown makeup to where you can't even see her face anymore. Mm-hmm. It's just so ridiculous that it's distracting. Like, I try to, honestly, as much as I like listening to Trixie, I don't like looking at her anymore because of all of that, just the ridiculous pounds of makeup that are on her. So I think that I love Trixie. I have a feeling Trixie is going to go much sooner than people expect. And I think that is going to be an upset because she has such strong fans.
Okay.
What do you think?
Taylor made a prediction. I am not a big fan of... I think Trixie's very funny, and I think she's very clever. I think she's very quick. I am not a big fan of her drag. And actually, I think when you rewatch season 7, she did as well as she should have done on season 7. That said, I almost wonder if sometimes All Stars is meant to right the wrongs in terms of popularity with the fans. And so there are a lot of people who feel Trixie got the short end of the stick on season 7. So I almost wonder, not that she'll win, but I almost wonder if she'll go very far just because World of Wonder wants to cement her legacy as a major player in terms of drag. Because she makes them a lot of money in terms of their ancillary products. So this is as much as to cement her legacy.
So I think she's going to go. I think she's going to go sooner than you think she's going to go farther.
I think she's going to go far. I don't know if she'll make it to the end, but I know I think she'll go far. Okay.
Is somebody else coming in?
Yeah.
Well, hello.
I'm Kennedy Davenport, and I am the dancing diva of Texas, honey. I spin, I kick, I flip, I jump off the stage in 6-inch heels. That's what puts the diva in it.
Kennedy Davenport, Taylor the Latte Boy, your thoughts on this?
Okay. Kennedy is kind of one of those that she was all right. Mm-hmm. The thing, when I think of Kennedy, what is the first thing that goes through your head when you think of Kennedy?
The stupid, what thing about the speech when
after a long night of hooking, trade in like that. That is really the only thing to me that when I think of Kennedy, that kind of I remember about Kennedy. So, and I get that she's had a lot of tragedy in her life, and at least immediately following the drag community kind of came around her, the drag race community, as far as to help her out, as far as she was going to be, lose her house, and she was responsible for family members that are ill and all that kind of stuff. So this to me kind of, I don't get it. This is one that I sort of am a little surprised by, and not in a good way. Good on her for getting on All Stars 3, but she kind of feels like a filler All-Star to me.
Someone has to go home first. I mean, I have no information whether she goes home first, but she's boring television.
Cut 2 months from now. The winner of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 3 is Kennedy Davenport.
Yeah, she's boring television. I don't think she was particularly bad as a drag queen. I think she was fine, but not terribly interesting. I couldn't tell you one of her besides the long night of hooking look where she was the chicken or whatever.
Yeah.
Because wasn't that the Death Becomes Her episode?
Yes.
Yeah. And she was a chicken or something. And other than that, I couldn't tell you one of her looks.
All right.
So, all right.
Oh, somebody else coming in?
Thorgy with a TH and orgy, and I feel incredible. My name is Thorgy, and I'm 29 years old. I'm 29 years old. Where did that come from? I'm colorful, I'm fun, and I'm the fashion clown. Woo! My drag style is kind of incredibly eclectic. I can be campy, but also I can be, fucking fierce.
Okay, the 7th queen, Thorgy Thor, Taylor the Latte Boy, your thoughts?
Not a surprise. Not a surprise. Talking about this whole redeeming, bringing people back that maybe have large fans, Thorgy was definitely one of the high points of a really great season 8. And I think that a lot of us on this show thought that she would go further than she did. She went home fourth. Was she the fourth?
She's somewhere in the middle, like late middle, I want to say.
She was fourth or fifth. Mm-hmm. So she was fifth because she went home to Chi-Chi DeVane for when Chi-Chi did. And I'm telling you, I'm not going. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I'm trying to think of who the other person was that you wrote down. All right.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Are you going through them in order of seasons?
Yes.
Okay, then the other person that I picked is not... I got one wrong.
Who?
Courtney Act.
Oh. Yeah, no Courtney Act.
Okay.
Thorgy Thor. You know what's so funny is pulling her entrance today for today's episode. I was like, oh, she's so annoying. I remember being annoyed by her then. And I think she redeemed herself in my eyes later in the season. I think she was less annoying.
One thing, when you were playing that, and playing that weird, like, wacky music in the beginning, my first thought, because I am so in season 6, in my season 6 head, and we were just talking about her on the episode we just recorded, I was scared to death that Magnolia Crawford was coming back.
So funny.
Because that's why I kind of made that face like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. They could not have possibly brought back Magnolia Crawford. But, okay. So, Thorgy Thor, I'm okay with Thorgy Thor being part of it.
Here we go. 8th contestant.
All right.
Les le bon temps roulette.
What'd she say?
My name is Chi-Chi DeVane, and I don't get ready, I stay ready. My drag is that real southern dragged out style of drag. Creole fish, it's like a whole nother level of drag right here. If you make it to the RuPaul's Drag Race, you made it, honey.
All right, Chi-Chi DeVane is the 8th contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 3. Your thoughts, Taylor the Latte Boy?
This makes me incredibly happy.
Really?
I love Chi-Chi. I was a huge Chi-Chi fan. There was something very endearing about Chi-Chi, and I always kind of felt like she was the underdog throughout her season, with her making the dress out of trash bags and all of that stuff. She gave one of the most incredible lip syncs of that season with the "And I Am Telling You," where all of the beads fell off the dress. I am pleased if they are the two folks from season 8, and maybe there's more. Of all of the people from season 8, they are two that I am completely okay with.
Yeah, so you like Chi-Chi DeVane. Okay, I know what the question was. Do you think she got her teeth fixed?
I hope so. I'm sure she did. At the very least, maybe she got a flipper like Trinity Code.
I have a thing, like bad teeth turn me off completely. I don't care what you look like. But she's very cute. So if she got the teeth fixed, I'm like, laissez-les bon temps rouler. Yeah, Chi-Chi DeVane, how do you think she'll perform this time around?
Okay, so right now we have 8. And what I would like to do when you finish is I would kind of want to do who we think is going to be the top half and the bottom half. Unfortunately, as much as I like Chi-Chi, I see some stronger contenders in there and think that she probably will be first half to go.
Okay. All right, are you ready for the 9th queen?
Is it somebody from season 9?
My name is Aja, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Your edges are officially snatched.
Aja is Banji. Her drag style is very the streets of Tokyo meets the streets of Brooklyn. She's cute, but she's dangerous.
Aja from season 9. Taylor, your thoughts? You seemed very disappointed. You seemed disappointed when you heard the clip.
No, did I? I mean, I'm not a huge Aja fan. I was not a huge Aja fan on her season. The drag performance that she went home for, the lip sync performance, I remember thinking I wanted to see more, and I felt like that was kind of like, oh God, I'm just getting to know you. And we talked about this a little bit on the private shows. I don't mean to keep bringing that back, but that's what we talk about a lot of the stuff is I recently went to War on the Catwalk in Tampa and saw her perform, And she was amazing. She was amazing to watch. So it made me a little bit more of a fan of hers. So I am looking forward to what we're going to potentially see this season.
No, I'm surprised you didn't write her down, because retell the story you told on the private Patreon show about when someone asked her if she was on All Stars.
I've totally forgot about that. Somebody asked her, they had a question and answer thing at the end, and somebody said, "Can you confirm you're on All Stars 3?" And she said something along the lines of, "People ask that, and no matter what answer I give, you're either going to believe me or you're not going to believe me, but I'm not trying to get sued for $2 million. So I am going to say, no, I am not on All Stars 3. Take that how you want." So, and I remember thinking, $2 million seems an awfully specific number to say for possibly revealing something about a show. So I remember saying to you at the time, she probably is going to be on. And I remember you said, now that I think about it, you made some comment of well, I guess we'll just have to see. Or you made some comment that pretty much confirmed that I was right, but I totally forgot about that.
How do you think she'll perform this season on All Stars 3?
So many of them I want to say are going to do really well, but somebody, there has to be an order of people going home. I will say she will be towards the middle, first half towards the middle.
Okay. So, my thoughts on Aja. I think she's one of those queens, like you were saying with Thorgy, where people, because she was such a big star in the New York scene, that people thought she was going to do better than she actually did on the show. And perhaps maybe in this past year, she's learned how to, apply makeup for HD. And that was a problem on her season. And perhaps she's learned, maybe she's grown. Because even though she was famous in New York, she was still very young and hadn't been doing it very long, if I remember. So maybe she's grown in all the performing that she's done around the country and learned from the other drag queens. And so maybe she might do well. We'll see. She could also be an early out because she still is so young and inexperienced. Yes, Taylor?
I will say this. When she performed 2 songs, and I remember the outfits not necessarily being super polished compared to some of the other performers. Mm-hmm. So my fear is that if she is still trying to do that Banji girl thing, where there are other queens here that definitely are much more polished than she is on an all-star season, she's going to stand out even more, and not in the good way.
Okay, so let's move on now to the controversy. So I pulled 10 clips for 10 queens for today. Okay. With very, very good authority on who these queens were. And then there was a little bit of a wrench thrown in today on Reddit. Today is Tuesday, by the way, October 17th. In that a Redditor saw on his or her cable TV guide a listing for All Stars 3 coming up on Friday. And it said 12. Well, this is All Stars. This is actually part of the controversy. It just had a listing for All Stars, RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars.
Okay.
And the listing said 12 queens compete for the title of All Star Drag Queen or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And in it said judges Michelle Visage, Carson Kressley, it might have said Ross Matthews, and Todrick Hall.
Okay.
This has thrown a wrench, and Reddit's gone crazy, saying, wait, are there 12 queens? Are there 12 queens?
Okay.
And so I was like, because now let me tell you this. There's evidence for and against. The evidence for is this listing, okay, that has the judges.
Okay.
So in other words, some people were thinking maybe because they also know that they're going to be rerunning All Stars 1 and All Stars 2. So they're like, well, maybe that's the list because All Stars 1 had 12 drag queens. Okay?
Right.
So they were thinking, well, maybe there's, a typo and it's really the 10 queens. We've known 10 queens forever, right?
They just cut and paste like they do sometimes and descriptions of seasons. Okay.
There is a Redditor named Naive Smalls, who she's the one that leaked the Valentina tea. 100% of everything she's leaked has been true. Okay? Mm-hmm. She also said there were 10 queens. Okay? However, Naive Smalls, as of the past few weeks, has deleted her account. So no one can ask her. And the other theory is, the other logic against it is that we do know for a fact that there's only like 8 episodes, I think. Whatever, I think there's only 8 episodes. So that means if there's 12 queens, there would need to be 2 double eliminations.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Which is a possibility. It could be something where the team goes home this week or something like that.
Okay. And also, it could be, and here's the thing too, because it involves the 10th queen that I've not played the clip, and I'll go back to that in a second.
That makes me nervous.
That there is a gimmicky thing that's going to happen, but that there are 1 to 3 queens who aren't really competing, but they're sort of thrown in the mix. Does that make sense? Now, I contacted my source about this 10th queen to confirm if it's real. Because if it is, it's gag-worthy. Okay? Why are you making that groaning sound?
Because I think I know who it is.
Oh, who?
Just, I'll tell you if you by my reaction when you play the clip.
Oh, I'm going to ask you if you want me to play the clip.
You're going to what?
I'm asking you if you want me to play the clip.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I just, but finish your thought. This makes my stomach hurt.
Okay. So it's gimmicky, and if we play the clip, so the source has now gotten very vague on this 10th queen. I'm kind of feeling the source is feeling the heat,
okay,
and that maybe doesn't feel regret about because I actually did ask for triple confirmation today on the first 9 queens, and I got triple confirmation, right? So these, you can take these to the bank. The 10th queen, I got some vague response. And I actually got some more tea out of it, but I'm not going to reveal that. But a vague response.
On the show or at all?
What do you mean?
Will you tell me about it after we finish taping?
Oh, yeah, I will.
Okay.
It doesn't really affect the outcome of the show. It's about about a reveal.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, this is the one thing I will say. I don't know how reliable this contestant is. We'll find out tonight. I have a feeling it may not even be revealed tonight. We'll find out on the first episode or, whatever. And I don't know how reliable this tea is. And after I play the clip, I'll give you the 2 other options. So it could be the 3 extra queens or who could be. Anyway, here we go.
My name is Nea Marshall Kudina. I'm from West Africa, precisely Cameroon.
BB, nice to meet you.
I'm also known as BB Sahara Benet. I walked into the room, my first impression was I thought all the girls were really stunning, but I bring a lot of international influence, and I feel like right now I'm really ahead of the game.
Okay, Taylor, we heard you scream during that clip. What are your thoughts on a potential BB Zahara Benet entry into the competition?
That's surprising. That was a very surprising, just because the lack of access that newer fans to the show have to season 1. You can't get season 1 anyplace.
Mm-hmm.
So at least and actually looking at this, I just realized there is no season 4 queens and no season 5 queens at all.
Or 3. Oh, I guess technically Shangela.
No, 3. Shangela would technically be season 3.
Mm-hmm.
But that's... I don't know how I feel about a actual winner being a contestant. I almost feel like that's kind of... that it should be left for the people, the second and third and above place. She's already got the crown.
So let's go to some of the other rumors. Now, my source had said BB Zahara Benet. Okay. Now is walking it back. And I'm almost wondering if maybe BB Zahara Benet is there as not really a contestant, somehow is in the mix. Who knows, right? Maybe it's a surprise Cynthia Lee Fontaine kind of thing that we're going to find out after the first. I don't know if she's going to be announced on Friday. So, the rumor mill has always known that there's a 10th queen. Okay?
Right.
But they couldn't figure out who it was. BB Zahara Benet and Darian Lake were rumored to be the 10th queen. And then it became more and more the rumors became stronger and stronger for Bibi Zahara Benet. If there are 12 queens, that lends itself open to a... there have been rumors about Bibi Zahara Benet, Darian Lake, and Vivacious. Angina has also been thrown in the mix. So it could be that we're going to get either BB with Darian and Angina, or Darian and Vivacious, or a combination of 3 people from that group of 4. Or it could just be a 10th queen, and all likelihood Bibi Zahara Benet.
Okay.
So
Darian Lake makes sense for drama. Vivacious, I don't get that one at all. I don't get that. Vivacious kind of falls into the same category as Milk, as far as maybe a little somehow ahead of her time and past her time all at the same time for season 6. BB's, and you said Angina?
That rumor has been spread by Angina.
Yeah, I mean, Bibi Zahara, she's really probably of the queens that hasn't already been on an all-star, because there was Tammy, Chanel, and Nina Flowers. Mm-hmm. She is probably the better known only because she's a winner. You know, I almost think that kids that watch the show now would have no idea who Angina is, but they might know Bibi Zahara. I don't know. That's kind of a weird one. But that also gives me hope that we might be able to get season 1 on iTunes or streaming or something at some point again, if there's a possibility that they're bringing back folks from that season. I don't know. I literally was on the text message minutes before we came on the air trying to get confirmation on Bibi Zahara Benet. I couldn't get. Now maybe let me look at my phone. Maybe there's more confirmation that happened when we were taping. Okay. Back to the show. Okay, so I've gotten no confirmation either way, right? Okay, so now let's talk about other things that I know. Okay.
So I do know that, and you know this part, Taylor, that All Stars 3, the promo, is a gold theme. The theme is gold.
Right.
So it's a gold theme. The promos for both season 10 and season 9, the promos for both season 10 and All Stars, which we will see on Friday, I'm assuming, were directed by famed photographer and music video director David LaChapelle.
Okay.
VH1 dropped a lot of dough and hired David LaChapelle to direct both the season 10 promo and the All Stars 3 promo. Okay, and the theme for this is gold.
Now, is this thing on Friday night, is this like an hour-long special, or is it just the commercial that reveals everybody?
No, I believe it's an hour-long special, I believe. I'm assuming what they've done is they're turning the Meet the Queens special into an hour-long special. So I think it's just going to be Meet the Queens, with probably RuPaul doing wraparounds.
And clips, probably, for when they were on each show. Because when we've seen the Meet the Queens before, it's just an interview. Mm-hmm. It's just like a 2-minute interview where they talk.
Which, yeah, there's probably something planned. They'll probably show the official promo and the commercial. We'll see. We'll find out on Friday. We'll find out tonight what they actually have in store. But it's going to be a gold theme, and we know that David LaChapelle directed the promo, not the special, but that 1 minute or 30-second promo.
Yeah, like when they did the thing at the hair salon for season 8, and when they've done it with the pink and black and Panther theme for season 6.
Yes,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So they're going to, obviously, since they paid so much money for him, they're going to promote the fucking hell that they hired David LaChapelle to direct that promo. Taylor, how do you feel about this cast?
Looking at it, there are some people I really like in there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a group that, on the one hand, I kind of like it, but on the other hand, I feel like they've had stronger all-star seasons before.
Mm-hmm. Well, they waited too short of a time, but I'm sure VH1 was desperate to get more content.
Yeah, but when you think about the first season of All Stars.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably, well, I don't know. The second season was pretty good. But I guess because they only had 4 seasons to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas then eventually for All Stars 2, they had 7 seasons to play with. And now this one, they have 9. It just felt, I don't know, like it just felt like there were people that were very fresh in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas now, when you're dealing with 100 plus queens, there's something about it that's kind of like, oh, okay, with some of them.
Yeah.
You know, and then there are other ones like, you know, Ben is a very memorable character from her season.
Mm-hmm.
Trixie and Thorgy, I think, are very memorable. I would even say Shangela, but a lot of them are just kind of like, oh, yeah, I remember them. That's pretty good. Whereas, you know, season 1, it was Nina Flowers, and it was Latrice Royale, and it was, you know, Jujubee, all of those ones that you're just like, yes, those are the ones that are still really strong in my head and I really, really love. This one is kind of like, okay.
Yeah, there are no Alaskas, there's no Alyssa Edwards, there's no superstars, there's no Katyas. It's like they're all B-list.
Yes, that is a really good way to describe it. It is a very B-list. It's a very B-list group.
Yeah. There's no A-listers on that list. Run through the list again?
Morgan McMichaels,
mm-hmm.
Shangela,
mm-hmm.
Ben de la Creme,
mm-hmm.
Milk,
mm-hmm.
Trixie Mattel.
Maybe floats between A and B, but it's really a B.
Yeah. Kennedy Davenport.
Mm-hmm.
Thorgy Thor.
Yeah.
Chi-Chi Devane.
Yeah.
Aja.
Yeah.
And then you have Bebe Zahara.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
And then you also have Darian Lake.
If she's on there.
Vivacious if she's on there.
Mm-hmm.
And Angina.
I'm still thinking we're going to get a Bibi Zahara Benet appearance. I think she is the 10th queen. I don't know how long she's on there for. I don't think that they would put her on there to have her lose. So I feel that there's some sort of gimmicky thing where she's the 10th queen, but she's not really in the competition. I don't know. We'll find out.
So, okay. Out of the list that I just gave you, who are your predictions for top 3? If the people that we have on here are accurate, including Bebe, we're going to take Darian, Vivacious, and Angina out. Mm-hmm. So of the first 10 that you told me, who are your final 3? Not who do you like the most. Who do you think make it to final 3?
Trixie and Shangela for sure. That third spot, I'm going to give it to... Oh, God. I'm going to give it to Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi Devane?
For the third spot?
Yeah.
I have Trixie, Shangela,
and Chi-Chi.
Well, it's not Thorgy, it's not Aja. I don't think you're assuming. I don't think BB's really in the competition. I think she's there for a gimmick. So I'm not going to even count her. That's why I'm discounting her. Thorgy, no. Kennedy, no. Maybe Ben. Oof. I'll put Ben, Trixie, and Shangela.
Okay. And I would say Ben. I would say, I said early, I think Trixie's going home early. But now looking at the rest of them, I'll say Trixie.
Mm-hmm.
Who do I want who do I think the third will be? I think Thorgy. So you are predicting that the final 3 are Shangela, Trixie, and Chi-Chi.
Yeah. No. Shangela, Trixie, and Ben de la Creme.
Oh, okay. That's right. You did say Chi-Chi first, and then you said, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying Shangela, Ben, and Trixie, and I'm saying Ben, Trixie, and Thorgy.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll find out.
No, none of these queens are speaking.
Because they don't want to pay $2 million.
That's true. They don't want to pay $2 million. Well, guys, please enjoy the episode. We will. Do you think we need to do a recap of? I mean, unless something super dramatic happens tonight, I don't see us doing a recap of the Meet the Queens announcement.
And I have a feeling if there is something dramatic, it will be a short, just talking about the development.
Yeah. Can you believe that happened? Yeah. So, well, that concludes this episode of a very special spoiler All Stars 3 Meet the Queens episode. Join us in January when All Stars 3 comes back. And until then, for Taylor the Latte Boy and myself,
sashay away until next week.
Okay, well, if you come next week, I'm not going to be here. Next year.
Next year. I was going to say that, and then are we still taping?
I'm taping.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was going to say that, but then I figured you'd get mad, so I just said next week. Do you want me to do it over?
Want to share your thoughts about Drag Race? Email us at dragracerecap@gmail.com. Help the show out. Leave us a review on iTunes. It really works. For up-to-the-minute news about the show, follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/dragracerecap and follow us on Twitter at dragracerecap. To find all of our old episodes, visit our website at dragracerecap.com. Taylor has his own podcast. It's called Pod Is My Co-Pilot, and you can find it at podismycopilot.com or wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow Taylor on Instagram at PIMCTaylor and on Twitter at PIMCTaylor. You can also find me on my other podcast, Catching Up with Mike and Joe, available at cupodcast.com and wherever you get your podcasts. Follow me on Instagram at Joe Betance or on Twitter at Joe Betance. If, for some reason, you would like to know what I'm eating, you can also follow my food Instagram at Hungry Chola.